Hello, friends. This is Professor Googlov. Today's video will be a little unusual, but I'm sure you will like it. So, get comfortable and let's go. Failure to demolish. Kaohsiung City is a coastal urban metropolis in southern Taiwan. It is a major port city known for exporting the best bananas, pineapples and peanuts that Taiwan has to offer. You can also take the high-speed rail between Kaohsiung and Tainan if you need to get somewhere quickly. But if you were in Kaohsiung on April 1, 2022, you may have had to find another way to get around. A team of bombers arrived here to demolish an old silo. The excavator started working with a punching bag, but he had to run away, saving his life when the building didn't fall in the right direction. You are looking at the site of Southeast Cement Corporation in Nanxi District, Kaohsiung. According to the safety plan, workers had to demolish the building in 3 stages. First, clear the tower of everything, then remove all the excess, then demolish it. But instead of following the plan, the workers immediately started crashing the building. It fell in the wrong direction onto the high-voltage power lines that ran to the high-speed railroad. Until the problem was fixed, the railroad stood still. The company was initially fined 300,000 Taiwanese dollars, or about $10,000, for the accident. The Environmental Protection Authority then imposed another fine of 5 million new Taiwan dollars for dust pollution. Landslide. About a few hours east of Beijing, a group of construction workers watched a massive landslide destroy their living quarters. They were building a tunnel next to a mountain when the ground began to shake. It was September 3, 2021. The construction crew had just started their workday, and when the mountain collapsed, no one was inside the dormitory. A few workers pulled out their phones to take pictures of what was happening. It used to be a lush green mountain, now it's a giant pile of brown dirt. Whoever decided this was the best place for a worker's dormitory should be fired. Imagine if this landslide had happened in the middle of the night. Because it's very rainy in China, this kind of phenomenon happens very often. Fortunately, most people get out of the way of the elements in advance before anything bad can happen. These construction workers may have lost their personal belongings, but at least they all survived. Tanker accident. The Willebroek Canal in Belgium is the main cargo canal between the port of Antwerp and the country's capital. It connects Brussels to the Scheldt River, which flows to the North Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. As Brussels is landlocked, any disruptions to the Willebroek Canal can have serious economic consequences. On December 30, 2022, a chemical tanker was traveling through the canal and crashed into the historic Buda Bridge. Security cameras were on standby and filmed the whole incident. Everything seems to be fine. Traffic is moving steadily across the bridge, then the tanker appears on the right and you instantly realize that this is not going to end well. The tanker crashes clearly into the bridge, everything shakes and one car even swerves out of its lane. Luckily, no one else was traveling on the bridge at that moment. Just look at the giant dent left in the side of the fence. Usually the bridge is raised about 30 meters to let ships through. Someone was asleep on the job. We cannot say whether it was the ship's captain or the bridge operator. The bridge was so badly damaged that it could not be safely lifted, so workers removed the bridge decking for boats to pass through. Apparently, dismantling the bridge was easier than sending large cargo ships on a detour. Boom. Chiang Mai is the largest city in northern Thailand and is located about 696 kilometers north of Bangkok in a mountainous area in the region known as the Thai Highlands. Approximately 1.2 million people live within the boundaries of this city. In the urban area, the development is modern, but the farther away from the city, the buildings are simpler and older. Take this 30-year-old bridge, for example. On October 24, 2017, heavy rain caused the water level in the Mima River to rise. The rushing water caused trees and bamboo stalks to fall into the river and piled up near the bridge. The pressure became too much and the bridge eventually collapsed. The man who shot the video, 62-year-old Bunsi Sibunma, has been walking on this bridge all his life, since it was built in 1986. Barge explosion. The next disaster occurred at the other end of the world. In New South Wales, Australia, crowds gathered on Terrigal Beach to watch the New Year's Eve fireworks display. It went off without a hitch. Fireworks flew into the sky and entertained the crowd. Then something happened on board the barge, causing everything to burst into flames. An awkward moment occurred and the barge exploded. Some people thought it was part of the show, while others realized something terrible had happened. Luckily, 2 technicians dove into the water and rescue boats swam up and pulled them out a few minutes later. According to local media, a malfunction on the barge caused one of the fireworks to launch prematurely, setting off a chain reaction that spread throughout the charges. Police quickly evacuated thousands of people from the beach in case the situation worsened. Now that's a happy new year. Falling roof. Shangong is a city in the Chinese province of Heilongjiang, located near the western border of Russia's Primorsky Krai. On February 16, 2017, a powerful storm passed over the region and strong winds blew through Changshan. If something wasn't bolted down, it was probably blown away. According to local media, the roofless building was a bank in the center of Changshan. Either the wind was too strong or the roof was too weak. Fortunately, when the roof fell, there was no one outside except for streetlights and electrical wires. The damage was minimal. Shortly before the roof fell, residents were told to close doors and windows and were advised not to walk or ride bicycles. The collapse of the card-playing parlor. The city of Suizhou, China is home to about 2.5 million people. When locals want to relax, they go to card parlors to play Pai Gao or Mahjong. November 14, 2022 was a normal day at the card-playing parlor. But it was ruined when Mahjong players noticed cracks in the walls. People quickly evacuated the building and once they were safely outside they started filming what was happening. According to local media, the building collapsed seconds after the last person left. Look at all that dust and debris. Fortunately, no one was hurt when the card room and 4 apartments collapsed. Several videos taken after the store collapsed show the whole picture. The building is completely destroyed. We hope that those who lived above the card-playing parlor had a place to stay. It is not known what caused the collapse. Local authorities looked into the matter, but they never gave any information. Smoking transformers. Detroit has been on the rise in recent years. Time magazine listed it as one of the 50 best places to live in the world in 2022. If you plan to visit this place, just orient yourself to the smoking transformers. On September 1, 2014, a crew of workers arrived to inspect a faulty power line located near the plant. Once it fixed the problem, the crew surveyed the area to see if there were any other faulty lines. It was then that the workers noticed the smoking transformer. They alerted nearby residents and that's when all hell broke loose. Things got worse and worse and worse as the fire spread. The fire would die down, but then flare up again with each new bang and explosion. The workers called the fire department, but they weren't going to go near the thing until the power was completely out. A transformer fire usually occurs when an internal short circuit causes the unit to overheat. When it reaches about 1,200 degrees, the gasoline vaporizes, turning into an explosive gas. The gas creates a dynamic pressure peak moving at 1,200 meters per second. In other words, it explodes. Well, as I promised, the video was interesting. So, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.